This interview is brought to you by Burn It Up Coaching and the 21-Day Challenge. And if you are an entrepreneur or a high achiever and you're committed to getting to your next level, or if you feel like you've plateaued, you're stuck, you're spinning your wheels, you're like, why isn't this working? What am I supposed to do? Where am I in life? Or, man, I'm just not happy. I'm just not where I want to be. Then the 21-Day Challenge is the perfect reignition factor and fuel and catalyst to get you to where you want to go. What you'll do in these 21 days, number one, is get clear on your statement of purpose. What is the statement of purpose for your life? Why are you here? Your purpose. We'll break it down into your mission, your vision, your strategy, your objectives, the summary of your dream lifestyle, your values, your hobbies, your motivations, all of it. We'll break it down so that you have clear access to who you are and what motivates you. We'll break that down into bite-sized steps as well. So not only will we have this big picture vision, we'll also break it down into 3-year, 1 year, 6-month, 3-month, 1 month, and 1 week goals and objectives to make sure that you're on track to achieve that. And finally, we'll have daily check-ins, daily progress reports to make sure that you're doing your morning and nighttime habits and routines to make sure you're fired up and empowered to take on your days and achieve your 21-day challenge goal. So if you're ready for that intensity, if you're ready to work one-on-one in a VIP premium experience with me to help you break through your limiting beliefs, your stuck self-sabotaging ways, or just not tapping into your true potential, I'm here for you. Reach out to me, send me a message because you're ready to get started. Chris@beyourgps.com, or you can message me through Facebook, facebook.com/th3burns. Looking forward to talking to you and hearing about your 21-day challenge goal, what you're out to accomplish, and supporting you in doing that every step of the way. Thanks so much. Looking forward to working with you. The next part is the iTunes review of the week, and it's inspired by Obsidian. Obsidian says, Soul Fire. Whenever I have the opportunity to connect with Chris, he leaves me feeling inspired, refreshed, and determined. People like Chris are examples of what becoming your greatest possible self looks like. A gift to this world, a walking, talking, and thriving legacy. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much, Obsidian. I appreciate you. And if you're listening or watching right now and you want to give us a review, we appreciate every single one of them. And who knows, you could be the next review of the week read out loud on Facebook all day long on our 12-hour marathon. Go to beyourgps.com/iTunes to do it like that through the iTunes store, or search Becoming Your Greatest Possible Self through the iTunes or podcast store, or search for it on Facebook and leave us a review there. Thank you in advance for doing that. We appreciate you and appreciate your feedback and letting us know how we can grow and make this show even better for you. Thank you so much. Next is the woman of the hour. And before I go into this intro, she's going to rock the house. This woman is so freaking powerful, talking about confidence, talking about courage, talking about all these things we're going to get into. And before we go there, just know that life can transform in an instant, and especially when it comes to your self-image. I have personally found so many breakthroughs in diving into my self-image, in shifting how I see myself, how I know myself, how I think the people around me see me. So this work has been some of the most pivotal work of my entire life. So I really want you to listen closely to what Jane has to say, because I know she's going to share the wisdom, she's going to share powerful strategies and tips so that you can grow in your courage and your confidence and step up into your power to be your greatest possible self. So stay tuned throughout this interview from start to finish, because it will be good. Jane Stewart has mastered the process every successful entrepreneur gets addicted to: building massive confidence. With 20 plus years of experience building her own and others' confidence in the corporate world, Jane knows how important momentum is to staying motivated and consistent while being able to perform and provide value long term. And we are blessed as heck to have her here today. Jane, you ready to rock this?
I am. I'm so excited. I just
Yes! I love it. I love it.
I'm going to spare you my Elaine from Seinfeld dance, but another time. For those of you who are a little older, you know Elaine Seinfeld. Anyhow, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored. Thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. And it's the perfect timing. So thank you again.
Absolutely. So Jane, we're going to dive right into the theme of the day, which is presence. And that, I'm sure, plays a huge role in confidence and certainty and what you teach. And before we go into that, I just want to dive into presence. What is presence for you? How has that impacted you in your life?
Presence is for me knowing, I'm comfortable not knowing that I don't know everything. Being
Mm.
present in that I do not know everything, that today is a gift. Today I'm going to do what I set out to do in my personal and business life, and I don't know everything. And so what that brings to me is a comfort. I'm okay. I don't know. You do the absolute best. You show up, you work hard, you give to those who you love in your business. It's okay. I don't have all the answers. I certainly know because of the presence that what it brings me is the ability to reach out when I need help or assistance or guidance. That's really been the biggest breakthrough for me in presence. That's what it means to me every day.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Just knowing that you don't know everything and it's okay, and you can just like be great in the moment and ask for help when you need it. And that's so beautiful, Jane. Thank you for sharing
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
So let's go back, or go forward, I should say, into what you're doing today, into what you're working on today. I mentioned you're a high confidence coach. Why don't you share a little bit more about what that is and how you're supporting your clients?
High confidence. Well, it is, let's put it this way. I now know in my life, after working in corporate for 20 years, that without confidence, life has a funny way of stopping and starting, and it's very disappointing. It's a big struggle. So, as a high confidence coach, it's a very personal journey. I call it that because confidence is the belief in your abilities and to take action and move forward. And it's the foundation to everything, life and business. It's and so in high confidence coaching, clients will come to me. Some are online, some are just starting. It Confidence comes and ebbs and flows. It it does leave us and it does come back because life is not perfect.
Right. Right.
Entrepreneurs who are going along, sailing along, have life events that happen that really are just like a rug being pulled out from underneath your confidence. That's life. And so in confidence coaching, it's all about understanding. It's peeling away sometimes a lifetime of stories that you've built up through childhood or teenage years or adult that are beliefs, believing that you can't and you won't and you're not good enough. And that's why it's very personal. And some clients, it takes time to get back because all of a sudden you're really just taking a good hard look at your life and in the mirror.
Yeah.
And that is not easy for anybody. Anybody that says, I can tell you that from experience, it's difficult to say, Jane, what have I done to get here? And I'm going to change this because even though we're tied to experiences that maybe somebody wasn't kind to us, we can't change that. What we can do is change how the old stories and bring them to new stories.
Right.
That's a simple statement, but it's a very personal journey because people who are younger don't have as much stuff. Right? People who are older have accumulated more life experiences, good and bad.
Well,
And
there's also I would say in the older, it's like they're more attached to their identity. It's more rigid. The stories, the programming, the who they see themselves as is like that's me. There's nothing I can do about it. Versus when we're young, it's like we don't have all that weight and things to change to a new direction to say, well, yesterday I was like kind of flunking math class, but today I can, yeah, let's go for the A. We're going for the A, And it's like it's easy to redefine that when we're younger versus having decades of experience.
You're right, and the experience is great in a way in that there might be easier. It does lend itself to the discipline later, right? But
Yeah.
when you're younger, there is a sense of we all can close our eyes, and when we're running around playing tag, I summarize it that way because it is that freeing. It's like, okay, yeah, like you said, the math test didn't go. I'm going to move to this tomorrow. But you're right. As we age, we accumulate more. That's life. And really, it's transformational because in working with clients one-on-one, it's about that understanding and peeling it away and just discovering how often my clients are astounded how often they are telling themselves old stories, negative stories, beliefs that it fills pages. And that's what they're telling themselves daily. Now, if you think that's very heavy. If you think of, 100-pound weight on each, it really feels like that if you put it down in writing, which is what we do.
Yeah.
And we start to work together to make the news stories. And it's fearful and it takes courage, and it doesn't happen overnight. Investing in your confidence is investing in the courage to move forward, even if there is adversity. That's the thing is, sometimes I've talked to people in direct message or face to face, and also clients who come to me and it's almost, well, I want it to be perfect. When I'm gonna have this confidence, and then life is just gonna sail along, and it's not. Life is a whirlwind of events, good and bad. But the confidence is like this foundation that when adversity or any kind of situation comes up, good and bad, you quickly go, okay, I can and I will, and I'm going to move to do this. Versus with low confidence or no confidence, it happens and it's utterly devastating. Sometimes the simplest of things, when you don't have that foundation, take you back and keep you stuck for years.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask about your definition of confidence, because there's other words like certainty and let's say courage, right? You mentioned courage, the confidence, certainty, courage. These all kind of have a similar kind of tone to them. Is there a big difference in them? Or do you use them interchangeably, or is confidence like the go-to for a reason?
Well, the confidence is a go-to for, in my opinion. Everybody's different, but it's one word that's powerful. Confidence.
Yeah.
I have confidence. If somebody said, "How are you feeling today?" Confident.
Ooh, that's powerful. I've never even thought about that. Saying that as a response. Wow.
Well, you know what? All the years in corporate, and I wondered sometimes what I was doing there, Chris, because I was like, I don't fit here. But the truth is what I learned about being in that environment was keeping things simple does not mean we're not brilliant. Keeping things simple is easy to learn and embrace and move forward. So I like to keep things very simple, very small, but profound, and confidence is a word. Of course, to me, you're right. Fear, moving through fear and courage, believe in yourself. I mean, once clients get confidence, they actually find words that are resonating to them, because some are not building a business. Some people are working as a career in a corporate company. It's really the words that you find once you build that foundation.
Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm sure, Jane, that you didn't always have this impeccable, powerful foundation underneath you to be confident in. So let's go back into your journey, and what were some of the challenges and defining moments that you had to go through and grow through to get to where we are today?
Well, I had a lot of challenges, and I'm always an open, and sometimes it was probably painful for my coworkers, my family. But that's okay. I think looking back, this is all in line with where I am now.
Yeah.
What I experienced in my 20 years of working in that corporate environment was a lot of failing, practicing, and working on getting better. And I really had the most difficult time. And it comes from the past, which was the belief of I was a crazy bad student. I mean, if on a good day I was showing up for a C, but I attached myself to that as not being smart. So I became very small. That's not anybody. People are doing the best they can. They're showing up in this world. I believe that people aren't showing up to ruin students. They're getting through their day the best, right? So
Totally.
I discovered that was big for me. Okay, so I carried that to corporate. So when I first started, I didn't have a voice in the boardroom. What do you think, Jane? And so I didn't get those promotions or those projects because they're like, she has nothing to say.
So how did you get into the boardroom in the first place? Because that takes a level of competency, of excellence, of passion, of determination, of confidence. It really does. So how did you get there in the first place?
Well, that's a great question. See, I had grit and determination. that was instilled in me from playing a high level of sports competitively. So that's where I really believed in myself. I carried that into when I was given a project or something, that got me into the boardroom. Like that was, but I disappeared more and more in boardroom because I listened to the stories. Like that guy's got, or that woman, pardon me, man or woman, has something better to say. So I learned that, and I did a lot of blaming. Listen, everything, thank goodness for all of this, because I truly believe I'm a confidence coach, because I had to stand up and say, wait a second, you, Jane, have to fix this. And so I had the fortune of some really good mentors and bosses, thank goodness, who took me aside and said, you know, this is what's going on. This is what you need to adjust. Think about how you're communicating, because I was communicating in small, like I didn't have confidence. I had great ideas. When I did do ideas, I did them and disappeared because I got great rewards and monetary rewards and trips. But guess what happened? I put it down to luck because I didn't believe in myself or have confidence. It started to come more and more just a natural, okay, I didn't do that well, and I adjusted year after year. And I you know, I'm not afraid to admit that, I'm not afraid I cried because that's what I did. Because it was simply I was failing a lot, but I realized that was all lending itself to becoming better. And it's not easy. That's what people don't understand, is it's about taking the action. It's not about the perfection. That's what I learned.
Wow. So I'm so curious, and I know we have a lot of entrepreneurs in here and solopreneurs and people who are launching their careers to more success. And I want to know, like, what was your experience in the boardroom? Like, what was that like, and what were some of the biggest lessons there? Obviously, one of them is to stand up for yourself and be confident and not allow your stories and stuff to run you, and to like really believe in what you put out there and stand behind it. Is there any other big lessons that you learned?
I think anytime you're in what my experience in the boardroom was, or in any meeting that is impactful to you, you know, and a group or a team or your business, you know, it's important to voice your opinion. You don't have to be right. That's the thing, is most leaders are not looking for people to necessarily agree as much to hear what you have to say. And when you say whatever you stand behind, or you make suggestions, typically it's not you're wrong. It's like, okay, we'll take that into consideration. And just backing it up with how you feel, the conviction, the confidence is really the win. If the win isn't saying Jane is right or Joe or Mary, they need to know that you believe in yourself, the confidence, because that's what leaders, that's what people who you're working with, there's a million problems. When you come into the boardroom, those people have a million problems they're dealing with. They have a lot of people coming to them with problems. This is the big takeaway. If you have confidence and you come to the table with a solution, even if it's not right, you're the winner in the room. That's the bottom line. Yeah. That's what I learned.
Wow. That's huge. That's huge, because like that's really powerful, especially for entrepreneurs who are selling themselves and selling their vision, selling their ideas, selling their products, services, etc. Like, that is so important. Just like know that your service and product is worth it, because there's a lot of people who tune into the show who are influencers, who are building their own brand, and if you aren't willing to stand up and say my solution is the best, or I'm so convicted that my solution will deliver exactly what I promise and more, and will make you jump over the moon because of your excitement and love and passion for life, because of what we do for you. Like, if you don't do that, nobody's going to do it for you. So that's huge. Confidence is so important for that, because that's why people don't get deals. That's why people, when someone says no, like, people get shut down. Like, oh, okay. Versus, oh, come on, can't you? What about this? What about this? What about, like? And the confidence has you stay in the game, has you stay in the sale so that you can see it to the end versus giving up at the sign of first rejection or, you know, one weird facial expression from someone. It's like, oh, okay, maybe not.
You nailed it. The foundation of the confidence is, and it's what confidence does for you is you have your own personality, I have mine. That's
Yep.
exactly what it does for you. So because often clients or direct messages will say to me, well, what do you mean? Like, I have people saying what they're charging, and I'm like, wait a second, you have to, the people that are investing, you have to see that you believe in yourself. You've got to have that. And through confidence, also your own personality shines through. It's not cookie cutter. That's exactly what people are a bit confused about is, well, that sounds like I have to be somebody I'm not. No way. When you invest in your confidence and making it about you, people will listen, people love or hate you. But at the end of the day, if somebody's reaching out to you and you're confident, they like what they see. They like what they hear. They love the conviction.
Yeah, so powerful. I love it. I love it. So you went through that boardroom phase and the executive phase and corporate phase. What was it that had you transition out of that?
Well, it was about being honest with myself. So at 47, 48, I was the oldest, well, second oldest person in the boardroom.
Wow.
And so it's a very young, actually energetic group. But I also had a territory. Let's put it this way. I drove for the Canadians out there 125,000 kilometers a year.
Wow.
And I went through about a car every 2 years. I was on the road. I drove 6 hours a day. That wasn't even with working. So I had a massive territory, and I loved the people, but I was getting tired.
Totally.
And as soon as, and a lot of highway driving, and I kept thinking, this is like gambling with accidents, and I just didn't feel, I was losing my passion, and I didn't want to be the person at the office where people were like, when is he, he or she, but when is Jane retiring? Because she looks burnt out. She's not happy. It's showing. I didn't want my clients to go, why didn't you leave a year ago? Thanks for nothing. Because that didn't serve the company well, and it did not serve me well. And so I left a lot of money on the table. I left a very safe, I could still be there, right? But I also had this burning thing, like, everybody, since I was an adult, a young adult, would say, you have something, something special, because people would talk to me and I'd be very encouraging or inspiring.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should do something with that. And I decided to listen to that as well. And it sounds very easy. Nothing about taking a step outside comfort is easy. It's scary as hell.
Yep.
But this has been the best thing that I've done, besides, my family and my son and all those beautiful things. But for myself, this has been amazing. It's been worth every step. That's what made me decide to do it. I was tired. I thought I had a calling to do something, and so I ventured out, and it wasn't easy because I went, I had this great income, right? This safe place to be, but I met some incredible people along the way. So it all has worked out with work.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So you talked about a foundation of confidence. I want to start diving into that more, and how do we build our own foundation of high confidence and being able to really step into our power, own our worth, and share ourselves and our message and our mission and what's important to us, our opinion.
Well, I think a simple way to start, because I like simple, is, and I like small lists of 3 every day. Okay, some people believe 5. You know what, if you want to do 5, that's great, but I work in 3s with clients, but even myself, every day, it's about starting to understand, ask yourself why you're not confident. And I mentioned it early, which is the stories you're telling yourself. Sitting down, catching yourself, people describe to me, they're watching TV and they're watching like a sports event and they're like, oh, I wish I could be like that guy. I connect. And it's about writing down. Here's the first step. Every limiting thought, it actually gets tiring. but it makes you, it is actually acknowledging the writing part. It's a bit old school, or on your computer or your laptop. But it's about the actual exercise. It's like, wow, okay, you mean today I had 100 or I had 50 stories that I told myself. No wonder I sat on my couch all day. No wonder I didn't, reach out to that prospect, or I looked like I wasn't confident in that meeting. So then there's the homework there. And then I think picking the top 3 stories, that the negative, the thoughts, because we typically have top 3 that go over and over, which is maybe, something profound happened with family where somebody said you're not a success. If that's the number 1, number 2, and number 3, and then it's the short list. Okay? So those top 3 self-limiting beliefs, I truly believe in writing 3 new stories every day to them. And you're switching, it's not rocket science, you're switching the chemistry to negative to positive. It takes 30, 40 days of doing this. That's where people fall short of, wait a minute, or their self-limiting beliefs come back and go, nope, I want you to come back and visit me. They're very powerful. I describe it as the longest chain of luggage you can navigate. It just falls over, half the luggage is dragging. It's just a visual, but it's not great, right? So what you want is to look at those top 3 limiting beliefs, like those negative thoughts, and rewrite the 3 stories. And why I say 3 is because 3 is doable every day.
Yeah.
20 and 30, for those of us who are maybe more experienced, we can adapt to that, but that's a really good way to start, right? It's taking action that you're also doing, right? That's huge.
Yeah. So when you say rewrite the story, is it typically just a line like, I don't think I'm worthy to talk to this person? And then the rewrite the story would be, I'm totally worthy 100% to talk to everyone I meet. Is it like that simple?
Well, I think in my experience and with clients, at first, it doesn't just write.
Okay.
It's 3 and you write, because it's sort of like therapeutic, right? You're dumping it, you're telling the old story, and put a line down the middle of a piece of paper or 2 pages, and you're rewriting the new story. At first, it is longer because you're working all that junk out, I call it. You're working out. It has to be what serves you best. Some days are short and some days are long, because again, confidence is ebbs and flow, right? It comes and goes. It's not perfect. But at first it's longer stories, because you feel the need to go, okay, back in, high school when I dropped out, like I'm a loser. Let's just say that, right? Now, your new story could be, actually, I didn't complete that, but I can and I will today do my very best to maybe go and buy that book that I was, sometimes it gets very long,
right?
But over practice towards, it's like a habit, it's a new habit, and the new habit gets more defined. So now, towards the 20 and 30 days, it's actually quite laughable, because if you keep the notes from the first day and all the way through, you do become more, short and more actionable, because you're more focused on positive. It is, I call it magical. I don't care what anybody says. That word is absolutely true.
I love magical. I love it. I love it.
I do.
I love it. It is. It's like transforming right before your eyes, and like you look back, like it's like if you've been doing personal development or reading books or whatever it might be, and you look back and you're like, oh my gosh, 5 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever it might be, you're like, holy moly, it's because I put in the time and the energy up front to be able to accomplish that. And it's like it's transforming right before our eyes, and at the end of 30, 40 days or whatever, like we'll be unrecognizable to ourselves. But but it really takes that discipline of doing that, and having that daily practice. One of the other things that I do when we teach our clients, and I love so much, is mirror work. I don't know if you've been doing mirror work or if you tell that to your clients, but like for me, it's like looking myself in the mirror and saying, 7 things I'm proud of myself for, 7 things I forgive myself for, 7 things I commit to or I promise to myself. It's like so powerful because you have to look at yourself in the mirror. And I think that there's a lot of issues with people in their self-image in the mirror. I'm curious, what have you found in terms of your clients and working with people in their mirror work and what they think about themselves when they look in the mirror and how that relates to confidence?
It's huge because you're right about the physical side of it, which is we stop. Typically, people stop and do something in the morning and evening, right? And it's a flash of a mirror. It's perceived that looking at yourself, in my opinion, for a longer length than like 3 minutes is like kind of vain. It's like, here I am, but it actually it serves clients well. It serves me well. I work in threes. I keep it simple, right? So like you said, it's 3 good things that you've accomplished, 3 things that you hope to accomplish, and 3 things that that you just want to make better every day. And so the mirror work is great because clients are just, looking for that solution. And they're typically, it's so private, but at first they're like, okay, this is weird. But then you decide that if somebody's reaching out to you to be a client, they're usually in on doing anything they can. And it's about practice. It feels silly at first, but it works. It's called responsibility and owning what you're doing well and what you're moving toward. It's a great feeling. I agree with it.
I love it. So cool. So we have to do these daily practices to get on the path. Is there any way to like shortcut or do it faster, or is this like the fastest way to do the daily practices?
Well, shortcuts are a word that I associate with that don't work. Because I believe that there is no way through anything but right down the middle of it and shorting around it. What I do think is that there are ways I think it's about deciding that you matter, you're important. There's no shortcut. There are obviously tips and daily practices that we can use, but right away, what you can do is what I mentioned, which is, practice giving yourself gratitude, practice taking action on those stories. There's really no shortcut. This is once you invest in confidence and getting to understand it and build it, it becomes more consistent in your life. And when you do get sort of sidetracked, you have the ability. It's called a bit of a shortcut because you've practiced so well, right? You can get there faster. Really, it takes commitment and hard work to build your confidence. The tips are, there are daily practices you can use, showing gratitude and love towards yourself. Give yourself a break, show some self-love. That's so important. As entrepreneurs, we kick ourselves around for the littlest of things. It's very important to do that.
Wow. Yeah, I love it. And, I think the thing that you said about the shortcut, it's like if you're looking for another way to do it, like to avoid the work, to avoid investing in the discipline or whatever else it might be, then there's a mentality there of like, I'm unwilling to do what it takes versus like, I'm going to do whatever it takes as long as it takes. I'm going to get there as quickly as possible and as, harmoniously as possible in my highest and best good, all these kinds of things. And really like, it's that determination of like straight through, right? Like cut through, to like pierce through whatever resistance, whatever BS, because the shortcut is like, I don't want to do it like that. I don't want to do it like that. It's like, it's this mentality of, well, I don't want to do it like this way, so I'm going to waste my time looking for another way around when, hey, if you would have just got down, dug the hole through the whatever, or put in the work, wrote the letters, whatever it might be, made the calls, then you would have broken through that resistance and broken through the obstacles, which is super, super profound concept.
Yeah, I'd love to say I took shortcuts. So, my advice is that it typically, again, that's learning. I learned that the shortcut doesn't work. It has, it really puts you back to square one, because it's in your face that it just doesn't work. In business, it doesn't work in life. Let's face it.
Yep.
It's a hard lesson, but it's not worth it. Just dig deep and do the work.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So what happens when people have this confidence and they've built that foundation for themselves? Like, what's the different quality of life that they really get to step into because of that?
The word profound is what I would describe it as, and clients and people that I know that have worked on their confidence, not just with me. So profound impact on their personal life and their business life. Because all of a sudden, what was not aligned in their personal life, which is usually what clients tell me, which is friends and family and their support, it all shifts to more positive support. They have taken anybody that has sort of not been positive for them, or out of a constant contact. That changes a lot, because you wake up, in your business, you need that support from a good friend or family member or mentors that are positive. And it's profound when people clean up that they have the confidence to say, you know what? And you don't have to do this in a negative, you don't have to be spiteful and mean. I mean, you don't need to have remove people out of your life that are not serving you well. It can be done with grace and respect.
Yeah.
Usually they want a lot of your attention. If you spend less time with these people and go away quietly, they're okay with that. It's when you pay attention to it that it becomes messy. So you can, because often people, I like to exercise kindness first and respect. These people are just doing what they've been taught, right? Or been, it's not always intentional, but there is a way to do it with grace and dignity, because one day they might find their way to betterment, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest clarity is friends. And then all of a sudden, when you're open and clear, it's like a shift of attitude. Now it shows. People will say, wait, what's going on with you? I loved what you're doing. What it builds in your business is the belief in what you're doing. That's the biggest takeaway. Is all of a sudden you're like, no, wait a minute. I am valuable. I am going to charge, X amount for my services, my business, my product. I'm not going to give it away. It gives you confidence to say, wait a second, I've done all this work. No, I believe in Jane. I believe in Mary. I'm going to take this, and that's what I'm worth. And what happens is clients they'll talk to their, a prospect, and have a conversation about what their services cost, and they'll say it. And it's not about always getting the yes. It's that they took the action. They had a new conversation about believing in themselves to say, actually, I charge X amount of dollars for this service. And even if the client says no, they have shifted from, I'm charging $47 for something that is worth unsurmountable more, because it's valuable and it's effort. And even if it's no, they're like, oh my gosh, look, I love it. I'm standing in my belief of myself. And there's a huge shift.
Wow.
It opens up opportunities, not just, and relationships with people in business that will not come if you are not positive. It will not come through that door. So, and also when they hear no, they're not devastated. Their confidence is, wait a second, what's that? That person said no to me because they weren't going to do the work. That's okay, because I love what I do. I believe in myself, and I'm going to learn going forward. That's the actions of a successful entrepreneur, is adapting and learning and growing. That's it. It's just a remarkable water flow of things that come your way and opportunities.
Yeah, I love this. And while you were talking, I just got like the biggest epiphany, because one of my big transformations was falling in love with the process of life, of building, of achieving a goal, right? It's not so much about the getting and obtaining of the car or the house or the dream, whatever. It's the process. It's the journaling about it on a daily basis. It's the thinking about it. It's the feeling about it. It's the, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like Christmas is tomorrow because I know I'm investing the time and the energy into getting this. And similar with this process of, hey, if you're selling someone and they say no, like that's a reason to celebrate because you are the type of person who believes in what you do so much that you're willing to create a life around it. You're willing to go out and sell people on it and let them know that this opportunity is available to them. And you believed in yourself enough to start the conversation and to put yourself in the conversation. This is huge for me because I definitely have taken things personally in the past, like when people would say no and it would create resistance for me. So to shift the mindset into what you focus on at the end of the call, one, you could say, hey, I got the client and I'm going to celebrate getting paid, yes. Or, or like, oh my gosh, I got to freaking pitch this person. How awesome am I? Because I got to share this opportunity with someone and they didn't see it. They weren't willing to put in the work. They weren't willing to invest. They weren't the right person at the right time, whatever the case might be. And wow, Chris, just like, great job. Celebrate yourself, and I think that adding that as a discipline to every call, to every action, especially those like when someone's first building their career in personal development or in sales or in business, entrepreneurship, whatever, like that is a huge asset to have, like almost like a secret weapon to be able to overcome any kind of resistance or doubts or obstacles as long as someone's willing to get started in those first couple calls to start building that habit of celebrating at the end, whether it's a yes or a no.
Yeah, it's profound because as an entrepreneur, not only are we looking at prospects and clients, but we're also building a business that requires us to have confidence to invest in ourselves to grow it. Yeah. So that could mean continually hiring coaches for ourselves, investing in, a revamp of a website, making decisions. When you have that confidence, it's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stand by it. That is so important for growth. Because you become very stagnant if you're confident that you might win a few clients and then it drops down. And so for growth and, with confidence, it's okay. That I'm putting this out there. Okay, so I should have done this with my website. Okay, with confidence, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
You'll adjust and make it better.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bring you back to doing nothing. It is profound. And what happens? It's like a beacon of light. It is so true. When you're confident, all of a sudden you think, hey, well, what do you mean? How did that guy reach out to me for a podcast or maybe for an interview or to write an article? Mm-hmm. It's because you're aligned with your confidence in yourself. It's not by luck. Mm-hmm. It's by doing the work. It's amazing how the doors open, and it's not just financially. It's just a feel-good goddamn feeling. Yes. I don't swear that often, but it isn't just about money. Yes, that's important, but the other opportunities raise your confidence levels to just remarkable level. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I love that it's like there's other things to focus on. If people are feeling like stuck or stopped or overwhelmed or whatever it is, like check in with your focus. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the pressure of sales? Are you focused on the pressure of performance and how your company or business or life or relationships or whatever, health, whatever it is, are you focusing on the pressure of that? Or are you focusing on like what to celebrate and the act of doing it, the act of being in the process of being present, so going full circle. It's like being present with what's really important. Like, why do you want the confidence? Well, it's so that you love yourself, so that you love and enjoy your life and you're happy doing what you're doing, no matter what people say, do, or think. It's like as long as you can go to sleep with yourself at night, knowing that you did your best, knowing that you're proud of yourself, like that's a win. That's like every day I get to do that. That's a win,
It is a win, and it's really important. I because I'm a little more experienced. Mm-hmm. I'm calling it that. But it is so important. We work. What are you working for? Even if you stay in a corporate job, no matter what, you are allowed to have fun with it. You need to come and have fun at your own business or your job, because fun isn't about, it's vulnerable. having fun shows vulnerability and confidence in that.
Mm.
The old days, of not showing vulnerability and being, oh, it can't be fun. Well, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Because it better be fun. Or, obviously it comes and goes, but for the most part, you need to laugh at yourself and have fun at this, because that is the purpose. That light alone, people seeing you can have fun with it, will attract more than you can handle.
Yeah.
Because often, more than not, what I'm seeing with people that are messaging me or they ask me, well, how come you look like you're having the time of your life? Or there's plenty of other people who are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only one. Because that's my belief in the confidence and the ability that, because I'm having fun does not mean I'm not showing I'm not smart. It actually is vulnerable, and it shows that I'm smart enough to know that I should be having fun.
Yeah.
So it's an important place to be, because that's how you're going to attract, even in your own life or your business life, the right people, the right clients.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, and Jane, I can assume for you as well. We don't want to be with like people who are I don't want to say boring, but like unemotional and dry and just like rigid, and they don't enjoy life. Maybe they come to you like that and you help them access a better way. For me though, personally, I know I'm always desiring surrounding myself with people who are fired the fuck up, right? like I want people who have a fire ignited within them, and I want to be around them. I want to have fun. I want to celebrate. I want to grow. I want to, really create visions and talk about inspiring things and the advancement of human civilization and deep conversations and consciousness and all these amazing things. And to like not show that would be a travesty to my brand, to who I am as a person, to be one-dimensional, to only show, let's say business strategies or how to help people start their show, their online podcast, or whatever it might be. Like that would be a travesty. That would be such just robbing the world of who I am and all the energy and love that I have to bring. And I think that the days of just like sit down, shut up, do the work and get it done, or like really grind your way to the top. There is an element of grind. There is an element of hard work. I won't deny that. I'm so for working hard for your dreams, because if you're not willing to do that, then get the heck out of the kitchen, because that's really what it takes. Because there's so many people who are so freaking determined. It takes an insane amount of like obsession and persistence and passion to be able to achieve these things. Anyways. So, like, to have that fun, I loved how you said it's like the vulnerability, it's the realness, it's like being real. Like, people want to have fun. People want to enjoy life. If you deny that, then you're like, there's an element of your humanity that you're outcasting, that you're throwing to the side, that you're, denying, and that really robs you, and also will have people not want to be around you. Because if you're not having fun and you're not enjoying yourself, then people will pick up on that, and people don't want to be around others that aren't having fun. Like when we're doing that, Jane, we're magnetic. We're so attractive because we enjoy ourselves. We're great with our own company, no matter where we're at. If we're on a sales call, if we're out in the street, shooting a Facebook Live, if we're at a restaurant, we're having fun, because life is too short to not do that and to not have fun and be passionate.
Absolutely, well said. And the impact it has on your personal life. Entrepreneurs have a lot going on, and the families sometimes, really not a lot of times feel the stress from you.
Totally.
Now, if you get aligned with your confidence, amazing things happen. People coming through the door are happier. Families, you actually align more with time, and you become more efficient. So not only do you have a solid, even if with your friends, even if it's your parents, your sister, your brother, not everybody's going to be married, but whatever it is becomes more aligned. That's the bottom line. And all of a sudden, everybody goes, oh, wow, hallelujah. Because you all are working in a same direction, and you actually become more efficient. And you're right, it's hard work, but you get systems with confidence that allow you to bring your energy back to those people that matters. Because if you're alone, even if you want, even if you have one friend, you don't want to be without that friend, right? You need to have those connections. And so it's super important to get aligned with that. It isn't, I can't say it enough that you can see how big, profound a footprint confidence is, right?
Yeah.
It's a great future to have with it.
Yeah. Wow. So amazing, Jane. I love it. I love it. I love it. So we're beginning to wrap up now, and we really want to get home to the crux, to the final takeaways of confidence and that foundation. So if you can just recap those for us, or if there was anything that we didn't quite touch on that you wanted to get in this interview, let's go there now so that our audience can really step into their confidence.
I think what I want everybody to do, if you're asking yourself if your confidence is not where it needs to be, then pay attention to that. Take responsibility, stand in front of a mirror, or if you don't want to do that, stand alone, take a breath, and say, today I'm going to start with those paying attention to those self-limiting beliefs or those negative stories that you're telling yourself today. And we spend a lot of time watching, TV or Netflix, or, we do, or hanging out, just sitting in a chair. Grab a pen and paper today, write those down, and then write the new stories, and just see how profound they are in your life. That is actually action. So give yourself credit. If you put pen to paper, and if you write new stories, that's an action in confidence. That's showing up to do something different than you did yesterday. That is a great place to start. And actually, it doesn't cost anything. It's an investment. It could take you maybe 10 minutes if you're really working at it, and it might take a half hour. And give that habit something new to pay attention to. On the other side, give it a new story, and work at it for 20, 30, and 40 days, and you will notice a difference. It's impossible not to.
Wow. So amazing. I love it. Jane, we want to know, how can we stay connected with you? How can we up our confidence even more with you moving forward?
Well, I have a website that's up today.
Yay!
Yeah. I know. If it glitches, it's my fault. Not kidding. It's at Jane Stewart, all one word, .co. Or for those of you who want to connect with me and get to know me on Facebook, I'm under Jane Stewart. It's a great place to come and see what I'm doing. I'm happy to meet you two of those places. So reach out to me if you're looking to boost your confidence.
Absolutely. Awesome. Jane, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank
you for sharing your love, your wisdom, and your passion. And I'm sure we're going to have you back on again, because this is a lot of fun. You embody fun, you live fun, and just keep us posted on your journeys. And 2019 is a huge, huge, huge year for all of us. So keep up the amazing creation and work, and we'll see you soon, okay?
It's been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you. Take
Thanks,
care.
Jane. Thanks. We'll see you soon.
Bye.